Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Chris Allen here on this January the 4th. Here on the SAM channel, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace. Good news is we're pretty much done with the rain. There's still some leftovers out there, and the cold front is now moving through the area. So we're pretty much where we're going to be for our high temperature for the day. We'll see things kind of leveling off a bit, and then the temperatures will come down as we're looking at a cooler next few days, more average. It's not really going to get cold. It's just going to reset back to where we need to be for this time of the year, the beginning of January, and more in line with that. And we're done with the severe weather threat, I think, for the most part. So here you see the radar. Now, earlier this morning, there were some strong thunderstorms over near Glasgow and Barron County. And I told you yesterday that that would be a possibility, but thankfully, none of these turned severe. And as you can see in the last few frames, there's still some leftover showers, and there still may be a regeneration of some of those showers as the cold front moves through. And you see the cold front right now is back toward Murray, Kentucky, back towards Central City and Greenville. It's about to move into the Bowling Green area, and that should turn off the waterworks and put an end to all the rain that we've had recently. In fact, yesterday officially we picked up an inch and 35 hundredths at the Bowling Green Airport for the 24-hour period ending at midnight. A lot of mesonet stations picked up a lot more than that. In fact, you know that around this time yesterday morning, there was flooding going on and water rescues back in Muhlenberg County. We did not have zero confirmed tornadoes, zero anywhere in the area. We had a number of tornado warnings, but again, like I was explaining yesterday, none of these produced a tornado. They could have, and therefore the warnings, it was clear when we looked at the radar that there was spin going on, but none of it reground, thankfully. So there was some minor wind damage with trees and a few power outages and things like that. But the flooding was really the big story yesterday. But now everything is starting to recede very nicely, but still the creeks and streams and rivers are going to be up for several days to come with as much water as we received. Okay, here's the blender this morning, the model blender putting out, as you can see here, probably the last day that we're going to see around 60-degree weather. Temperatures are going to level off after today. Starting tonight, we'll drop down into the mid 30s. And then after that, it's upper 40s to low 50s, but that is exactly in line with where we should be for temperatures at the beginning of January. So I know you look at that and it's like, well, there's some, looks purplish, bluish. Yeah, at night, but look at those lows. Nothing really extremely cold. We may have a night or two in the upper 20s, but most of it is 30s and even some close to 40-degree temperatures, even at nighttime. So that's not bad, really, if you consider this is the beginning of January. We should be, this is actually where we should be. It's not supposed to be abnormally cold at the beginning of January. I know when you say January, you think, oh, we're going to be highs in the teens and lows near zero. No, typically this is what we're supposed to have. So it's looking pretty tame after this. On the temperature side, we'll have a few showers that'll come in, a couple of systems that'll come in the next few days, which I'll talk about here in just a minute. But first, let's check current temperatures as of exactly 5 a.m. on this Wednesday morning, January 4th. Everybody is starting out in the 50s and 60s. You can start to see the influence of the cold front now back to the west, with temperatures dropping into the mid and upper 40s, back toward Paducah, Wickliffe, and back toward Murray, It's starting to drop off. But here, we're still in the 60s. So the cold front is, like I said, back toward Central City, now moving into Morgantown and about to move over Bowling Green. And we're going to feel a slight cool down before sunrise, and then we'll come back up, I think, close to the upper 50s to around 60. And then after that, the temperatures will start to fall as we get into tonight. Let's check the rainfall past 24 hours. And you can see that here in Warren County, let me zoom in so you can see that it's hard to see some of these county borders when it gets like this, but you see 1.6, 1.14, the Corvette plant, and that's the Ag Expo Center. So an inch and a half, we'll average it. Most everybody got an inch, inch and a half, inch and 3/4, almost 2 inches for the 24-hour period over in Metcalfe County. Inch and a half, that's up in Taylor County. All right, well, let's go back even further because we can actually count the day before and throw in that precipitation. So we'll go 48 hours and look, and you see why we had in places like Muhlenberg County and on up into that would be Ohio County. Yeah, look at that, 5.5 inches. That's where the flooding has been the worst, and that's upstream in the Green River Basin, and that's why there's high water everywhere. So it's a problem, and there's going to be some minor flooding downstream in a lot of places in the next few days. So just keep that in mind. Notice here 2.5 inches for Metcalfe County, 2.5 inches plus for Barron County, almost 2 inches here in Warren County for the 2-day period. And then you've got a lot of 2s and 3s, a couple of 4s, and then there's that 5, that bullseye right there. Muhlenberg County and Ohio County, where the worst of the flooding has been over the last couple of days since we've received all this rain. Thank you, Kentucky Mesonet Network at Western Kentucky University. Those real-time weather stations in just about every county are very helpful, not only for temperature, but for keeping up with the precipitation. It helps tell the story and so much more. Farmers, construction workers depend on that every single day. All right, here's a look at temperatures now. Future temperatures will start, like I said, right around 60 this morning. We'll drop off a little bit. This is the front coming in right over the Bowling Green area. Then we kind of hold, and then we come back up a few degrees into the mid to upper 50s. But then as skies clear, and I do think we'll gradually become mostly sunny today and then clear tonight, behind the cold front is when we start to drop in temperature to about the mid 30s. We'll go 35, 36. I don't think it'll get below freezing, although with a clear sky, there could be a couple of places that might get close to freezing overnight. So you could find some scattered frost on your windshield by tomorrow morning. And there could be even some patchy fog because we've got the warm air leaving, we've got the cold air coming in. There might be a little bit, but right now we're going to just kind of put that on the table and not highlight it too much for the time being, but it's possible. And then as we get into Thursday, we warm up into the low 50s. This shows 50, but I think we'll get 51, 52, somewhere in there. Add a couple of degrees because it is a stable atmosphere. The sun will be out. It'll be a nice sunny day tomorrow. Looking good here. Maybe a breeze or two. There is a little piece of energy that's going to swing down and maybe produce a few clouds, but that should be the extent of it. So again, it's not going to be warm as it has been, but it's been unusually warm, which is why we had the severe weather. And now that is gone with this cold front, and things, it's almost like hitting a reset button on the weather and the temperatures. It's going to put us back to where we should be this beginning of January. Okay, here's the current radar picture, and the models here showing that everything's going to move out that's east of us, east of I 65, pretty quickly this morning. And then gradually, I'm already seeing some clearing taking place back to the west of us. So I think the sun will be out sometime this morning with a few leftover clouds. As far as any more shower activity, it's done. So the cold front comes in, wipes everything out, clears out the rain, clears out the skies, and we're good to go for the next several days here. What about the long range? Well, we can take a look at the surface map, and it's going to show that we're going to see a couple of things moving in, one for the weekend and one for the beginning of next week that we'll keep an eye on. But right now, it doesn't appear to be anything severe, nor does it appear to be anything like three, what was it, 3 weeks ago when we had that bitter cold for Christmas and all of that and the snow. No, it doesn't appear to be anything like that. Okay, let's take a look. Here's the current picture and the cold front, which is right now making its way through the Bowling Green area. As we go through the morning, it's going to take it's almost like a front loader. It's taking or a bulldozer pushing all of that rain and nasty weather to the east. The eastern part of the country today is going to see some of that rough weather and heavy rain and thunderstorm activity, but we begin to clear out here gradually as we go through the morning and the rest of the day. Here we go into tonight, mainly clear, cooler. We go into Thursday, pretty quiet. Here comes another little piece of energy that's going to wrap around this low pressure series of low pressure systems over the Great Lakes. That may spit out a little bit of rain, even a mix once you head up towards Cincinnati and across the Ohio River into southern Indiana and Ohio, maybe on Thursday night into Friday morning. But then that feature moves on. We stay relatively quiet until, let me back up into Friday. This system's going to make a fast move into the mid south. There you see it. Warm front at first. As we get into Friday night into Saturday, and then rain. Okay. Right now, the rain chances are 50-50 on coverage. I don't see or foresee any severe weather. This would be rain, just rain. There may be some rumbles of thunder, but nothing that looks intense right now. And then it's out of here pretty quickly by midday Sunday. And that brings us to the beginning of the work week. That system moves quickly out of here. High pressure does take over, but it's north of us, and there's overrunning moisture coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. And here it is showing that parts of western Kentucky and maybe even southern Kentucky could get cool enough Monday night into Tuesday morning. It's going to be close on temperature. There might be a little mix of a snowflake or two mixed in with the rain. But this is another system that's going to ramp up for Monday into Tuesday. It doesn't show it here, but there's still moisture around with a chance of showers. But if it does get cold enough, there could be a mixture. It's not, again, we're in a situation where we're just right there on the border. You can't say it will, you can't say it won't. All you can say is maybe at this point because it's just not anything definitive. It's not anything that we're very confident on. We're confident that there's going to be some precipitation, but we're not confident into what form it will be. We just have to wait till the models get a little bit closer. That window of opportunity, we'll take a look at temperatures and how much moisture is there. Then we'll figure it out then. But as of right now and this morning, no more severe weather threat. We could see a ramping up of some of these showers that you see behind me over east of I 65. Some of those may try to, as the sun comes up, try to refire or reload and could be strong. But right now, everything is starting to become more stable and less of a severe weather threat. So that's some good news, because we were a little bit concerned as to, what happened last night and early yesterday morning could happen again to the east of us. But it looks like right now things are calming down. All right, you guys, I'm headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7, for the radio show this morning, 6 to 10. We'll have a lot of fun, play a lot of great music, the best music on your radio. And it's radio, and it's free. You don't have to pay a subscription. Isn't that right? That's cool. Everybody's paying money just to download Spotify and Pandora and Sirius XM. And it's like, why do that? The music I play is like freaking awesome. Yeah, we play commercials, but that's why it's free. You get it now? We have to have commercials, therefore, to make it free. We're running a business. You gotta charge somebody something, but we're not charging you. All you gotta do is turn it on. It's in your car. It's in your office. You just listen. It's even on your desktop. It's even on Alexa. We're there. Anywhere you go around the world. Sam 100.7. The best radio station, voted by you in the Daily News. And thank you for that, by the way. Best of Bowling Green. We love it. All right, you guys have a great day. God bless you. And I'll see you on the radio.